Almost everyone in Limern practices polytheism. In a land so densely populated with gods, it is hard to stay devoted to just a single one. In Limern, gods come in all shapes and sizes. Some are worshipped the world over, while some only have secret followings, and others are relegated to only being worshipped in a single region or town. With so many gods, it means it can be difficult to predict whose influence one might encounter when venturing forth beyond the city. To better prepare the adventurous souls, collected here are the most common gods in the Mytharr caliphate region. Limern, god of life and earth. Limern is the largest of the original gods. They used their size to seize power early on. However, over time it became clear they were the right choice of leader. Level-headed and benevolent, they were well suited to the role. With such a role came a place at the center of the mortal plane. Perhaps the god with the most children. Their children permeate all aspects of godhood. They were the first god to create non-divine life and sparked the flesh sculpting. The first race is all but lost. However, the flesh sculpting has left the mortal plane with an incredible amount of biodiversity. Limern is worshipped as a god of life, metal, the earth, and refining. This worship is most fervent in the dwarven communities on Limern, but is present throughout the population. Bahamut, god of death and the soul. Bahamut is one of the first of the original gods, coming into existence just after Limern. Relatively, Bahamut took the form of a dragon made entirely of mercury. Bahamut is the original god of death and the origin of the soul. All unclaimed souls return to them in death. It is unknown how souls were taken from Bahamut and given to mortals. One story suggests that with the help of Asmodeus, Limern tricked Bahamut and stole the souls from them. Another paints the two as joint progenitor deities. However, this comes into question when Bahamut took part in the flesh sculpting, and Limern did not. Despite being a god of death, Bahamut is not feared. Many of his agents are feared, but Bahamut themselves is revered for their gift of the soul. Soul, god of the sun and warriors. The first child of Limern, one of a set of twins, the right-hand man of their parent. They were a renowned warrior among the gods. They eventually lost a duel, and as a self-punishment self-immolated, stepping into a new role as the source of light on the material plane. Despite the intent of taking their own life, Soul survived the act of self-immolation, continuing to press themselves to be a better warrior, and as their prowess as a warrior grew, so did their incandescence. Asphodel, god of knowledge, plants, and the harvest. Asphodel is the twin of Soul. They were a great scholar among the gods. They never enjoyed combat the way Soul did. When the flesh sculpting began, Asphodel looked to show their superior understanding of the universe by creating plants. It is unclear if they used Limernians as the source of material to create plants, or if they were able to breathe life into previously inanimate material. When it became clear that other gods and the life they created wished to steal their knowledge, Asphodel became reclusive. Solara, the god of space and empty places. Solara embodies the vastness of space and the empty voids that exist between celestial bodies. They are the embodiment of the cosmic expanse and the mysteries that lie within it. Solara is revered as the patron deity of astronomers, explorers, and those who seek knowledge beyond the confines of the mortal plane. They are often depicted as a figure adorned with stars, radiating celestial light and surrounded by swirling nebulae. Poseidon, god of power, individualism, and cunning. Poseidon is often viewed as the father of evil. Poseidon values power, individualism, and cunning. He is diametrically opposed to Limern. Poseidon caused the flesh sculpting. He initially created the orcs from the Limernians as a way to contort and twist Limern's creations. He decreased their physical size but made their body have high muscle content, tilted their minds towards scheming and violence, and the importance of individual power. Leviathan, god of water and the ocean. Leviathan is the offspring of Limern. He takes the form of an enormous sapphire sea serpent, the central deity of the Mytharr caliphate. He created water and dwelled in the region of the caliphate. Leviathan is worshipped even outside the caliphate by sailors, those who live on the coast, and those most affected by storms. Viridian, goddess of healing and herbalism. Viridian is the nurturing goddess of healing and herbalism. She presides over the power of plants and their medicinal properties, guiding healers, apothecaries, and herbalists in their craft. Viridian's followers harness the healing energy of herbs, plants, and natural remedies to restore health, cure ailments, and promote overall well-being. They believe in the balance and harmony between humans and the natural world. Eremias, god of war and conquest. Eremias was born from a wound made in Limern. He takes the form of a winged lion with tusks. He quickly grew in power by devouring the flesh on the surface of the wound. He then began a campaign of domination across a large swath of Limern, known for almost single-handedly winning all of the battles he participated in. Eventually, due to the slights he believed Saul paid to him, he challenged Saul to a duel which he won. This duel flung Eremias into major god status. As a reward for his victory, Limern gave Eremias a position as their commander. Corellin, goddess of nature, the primary nature goddess in the region. She often takes the form of a giant oryx, a gorgeous half-elven woman, or somewhere in between. Legend suggests that she was once a half-elf queen from the Feywild whose father was Limern. Since then, she has developed a reputation for being a deity who fiercely defends nature, but also looks to nurture all those who value nature. Tiamat, goddess of dragons. Tiamat is the result of a budding from Bahamut, caused by outside chaotic interference. Tiamat is the first of the dragons, born with many heads, one representing each of the colors of her eventual offspring. Tiamat was viewed as a chaotic presence on the mortal plane. She is known to align herself with Eremias and Asmodeus. She has little interest in anything that does not feed her hunger or her greed. She was one of the gods to partake in the flesh sculpting. Here she created dragons and inadvertently gave rise to the Dragonborn as a result. Despite being the progenitor of dragons, it is rare for dragons to worship or even acknowledge her beyond her role as their mother. Asmodeus, god of trickery and cunning. The origins of Asmodeus are shrouded in mystery as he wishes them to be. He takes the form of a well-dressed mortal, sometimes with horns. Some believe him to be evil. However, ultimately he cares most about guile and little for morality. He is also responsible for the creation of the human race. Initially hesitant to partake in the flesh sculpting, Asmodeus eventually did create the humans once he saw that many of the new races were not as amenable to his will. Moridigan, god of death. Moridigan is a local god of death in Mytharr, with his worship centered in Zothik. For eons, he has resided in a temple complex there. Moridigan does not have a large sphere of influence due to a number of peculiar burial practices. First of which is that all corpses are taken to the temple within a day of death if possible. If not, the corpse is to be salted to preserve it, so that they might be presented to their god as they were in life. Aetherius, god of the skies and celestial phenomena. Aetherius is the divine embodiment of the skies and celestial phenomena. As the god of the skies, he governs weather patterns, from gentle breezes to tempestuous storms. Aetherius also oversees celestial events like meteor showers, comets, and the aurora borealis. Farmers and meteorologists seek his favor for favorable weather conditions, while stargazers and astrologers look to him for celestial insights and inspiration. Moros, god of dreams and dread. Moros, the harbinger of dreams and dread, embodies the delicate balance between dreams and nightmares, fear and fascination. They hold dominion over the realm of dreams, where they manipulate the subconscious to conjure visions of both awe-inspiring wonder and bone-chilling terror. Moros is depicted as a shrouded figure with piercing eyes. Through dreams, Moros grants glimpses into hidden truths, foretelling future events and igniting creative sparks in the minds of artists, poets, and visionaries. However, they also unleash nightmarish visions that haunt the sleepers, bringing forth their deepest fears and anxieties.